Okay, been getting a lot of requests for TV reviews, which I kind of hate because TVs in general are really hard to film. If you go too close, there's bending. If you do go too far, you cannot see. And then some of you even tell me not to block the TV. So I'm going to shift myself. Okay, I'm going to stand here and talk to you. So before I say this TV is good, this TV is super bright and vibrant, let me explain a little about QLED, which is a variant of the LED LCD family, but with an added quantum layer with microscopic molecules. So the LED backlight at the bottom will travel through many layers to the LCD panel on the front, and one of the layer is the quantum dot layer that's going to filter the light to produce brighter, saturated colors. Okay, question, is it better than other TVs out there? Well, I don't have the chance to test every TV, but I have a reference point for you. I think that this is better than the Xiaomi Q1e and on par with Xiaomi Q1 75-inch, but this TV has newer features like Google TV interface, which is replacing Android TV. And the next feature that I really like about this TV is Dolby Vision IQ. And you can't enjoy this video properly if you don't have the supported formats like Dolby Vision, which Netflix always label it for you. And if I have a choice, I will choose a content that has Dolby Vision than another one that doesn't. But with Dolby Vision alone, it's not enough. It doesn't consider how much light there is in the room. You know, in my older videos, I reviewed the Xiaomi Q1, which I really like that TV a lot. It supports Dolby Vision, but the settings are fairly rigid. Example, in the day, I will crank up the brightness to full bar because, you know, it's too bright in the day, then I can't see the TV. But by 7 p.m., the TV at full bar brightness is too bright for the environment. I have to tone it down again. So every day I do this, you know, back and forth, adjusting the settings. And with Tcl C728, it has a light sensor to help Dolby Vision IQ calibrate and optimize the picture quality to adapt to the environment around the TV. And I can show you, you know, like with my new smart home startup called Seconds, I can control it via the phone, or I can do it with voice, that this TV supports Google as well. So I'm going to say, switch off study lights. So let me exit that. Notice the TV doesn't appear too bright, okay? It's like just nice. Even the camera shows, you know, on the fixed setting video camera, it shows that this TV has recalibrated the brightness so that it doesn't overexpose on my camera. So I forgot to mention how I did that is because the TV has a far-field microphone built in, so you can just run your commands from a distance, you know, like play Emily in Paris on Netflix, pause the video, back to main screen. Technically, you don't need the remote control. Now, I want to go through picture profile again because it's so important to me. Dolby Vision IQ, and then they have bright and dark, which is kind of like the opposite. And then under advanced, there is this motion setting, which I love to max out, okay, because I love motion smoothing. MEMC is very important to me. And you see how the fishes, they are swimming so fluidly. It's so defined, there is no motion blur. Okay, for a lot of producers, they love to film at that 23, 24, 25 FPS, and then they love the motion blur. Okay, now I'm turning it off. You can see when it's panning, there's a bit of flicker at the background and then the motion blur around it. So motion blur is kind of like a natural, the natural frame rate that your eyes perceive, okay? But I don't really like it.
Someone is at the front door.
I'm sorry about that. And then when I turn it back on, sorry, that's my doorbell. And it's like the fishes could swim smoothly again. There's no more flickers. Next is my complaint about Dolby Vision IQ. So under IQ, and the advanced, they have removed the option to set a preference for motion. But why is it that they leave brightness, color, and clarity when it's already IQ? So when I toggle between IQ and bright, I can tell there is a bit of difference, about 30%. So you know me, I prefer it to be like 100% smoothness. And this MEMC is really important to me. If you can, always buy with MEMC. You know, you want that option to smooth it out than not having that option at all. Because a lot of videos, a lot of movies, they are really demanding these days, you know, a lot of action, music videos. So if you have MEMC, you will be able to experience like a better image quality. Next, we want to look at more videos, you know, the kind that people actually watch and not just like stock videos to impress you to buy this TV. So this is a good one, a documentary to show you that the TV doesn't overdo the colors and brightness. It can handle all sorts of video, especially Dolby Vision content. It has the dynamic metadata to tell Tcl TV how to calibrate it correctly. For the speakers, it comes with two 10-watt ONKYO speakers, and I'm gonna play something to show you the Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos content. And then when you play it, you see that they tell you it's supported there, Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. So I expected it to be like wow, given the price point, but it's just decent. I wouldn't say it's bad at all. You know, this is really, really loud. There's a lot of bass. But if you can get an external speaker like Sonos, you know, because this TV supports ARC, which meant that you can also control the volume from one controller. You don't need two controllers. So the same video on two different QLED TV, but it appears so much sharper on the C728. I have no explanation. You know, it's so much smoother. Look at the ghosts. They are so defined. They look like they were gonna pop up. And remember, I mean, comparison is relative, okay? Somebody has to win. And this TV just looks so much more superior when I put it next to that QLED TV. So you notice, what is that issue there is when the ghosts are moving, there's a bit of artifacts. I won't even call it motion blur because I can see it very, very clearly. There is some kind of artifacts. And it's like the TV couldn't process the fast-paced action fast enough. Looking at it side by side, there is that split second of stuck frame. Okay, you have to really study it to really see it, you know, because I have such a OCD nature. I look at the same video over and over again. It just becomes very, very obvious, like who is doing better. And if you think that that TV is brighter, I mean, yes, you are right. You are right. That's because TCL has the light sensor that I told you about. So now the brightness is at 68. Okay, and I will switch off. We go back into picture profile. Notice the brightness now reduced to 40. So let's turn everything back on. So I like this feature a lot. It will always recalibrate to the environment around you. If you watch TV a lot, you will find that, you know, sometimes TV can be really glaring. That's because it stays at a fixed setting. So this TV has that adaptive feature, which you see in much older non-smart TVs. But smart TVs these days, I don't know why they don't have the light sensor built in, but this, it does. So about TCL, I feel that a lot of people, they have no idea who TCL is, especially in Singapore. So I wanted to give you a little insight that TCL is one of the largest vertically integrated TV manufacturers in the world. They build their own molds, their own plastic, they build their own panels even. They do everything in-house. And they really work their way up from the bottom to the top 3 TV manufacturers in the world, just next to Samsung and LG. If you want to look it up, you know, just look for the statistics for number of TVs shipped. They are top 3, and I got a feeling that they're gonna be top really soon. So if you have no idea, it's time to look it up.